Hey, welcome back to another day, another vlog. Last episode for this week because tomorrow I've got to try and get my car serviced again. So fingers crossed the parts for a general service are there this week. It'll be about 6 weeks lead up after checking in or booking it in online, and yeah, 5 weeks wasn't enough to get the parts in. So we'll see how we go tomorrow. So early start, and I'm there pretty much most of the day. So I'm not going to have time to get it tomorrow. So yeah, apologies, nothing I can do about that. It's one of those things, got to get this thing done. I'm using it all the time. It needs a service. It's got to get done. It's money transport. What do you do? So yeah, a little bit out of the loop. As of tomorrow, pretty quiet today in the tech world. Good news, I did spend a bit of this morning while I was waiting for checking all my sources and stuff to do some updating to the merch store. So shirts like this, I've done another shirt like this. So instead of the logo being here, I've gone and put on the left chest, left hand side chest, and then on the back I've got another day, another vlog. So that's now, you can go get that online. I also did some sport shirts. I wear them all the time, my Under Armour ones. I've got to order some in and do a sample order so I can check out for you. So there's a black and a white one, and they're the wicking, sweat wicking ones. So, and it's just got the logo on it, so it doesn't have the 34 meters. Just got the logo, so it's very simple. So it's not going to be outlandish for you. It will support the channel, that as well. And while you're out sports, you'll need some water. Hydration is super important. Being a sports person, water is essential. So there's a water bottle now with the logo on it. So yeah, it's all happening there and there. So go check that out on the merch store. The link is down below. That will support the channel and help me out, and I do appreciate it. Sizes for everyone. As I've always said with the merch, if there's something you would like, let me know, especially prints wise. I went to put some prints on there as well, but I had my Insta versions, which the file sizes are too small, so I've got to go and get my TIFF versions off my hard drive and do some stuff. I'll put a few up tonight and get that sorted, and then go from there. So yeah, see how we go. Other than that, video's looking pretty well. I'm about halfway through the photos. Maybe the weekend, see how I go. We've got a bit to do. We've got multiple houses to look at, and so that'll pull us out of actions all of Saturday and Saturday night. So yeah, it might be Sunday. I don't know. I'm not going to promise anything to you. It is a work in progress. There are a heap of photos there as per normal. It was a trip of a lifetime, and I don't want to rush it and make something that's not 100%. I've got a bit of work to do on that one. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's coming. I'll let you know once it's closer to ready. But photos are looking pretty good. Some really nice photos. Working my way through them all. Just about halfway now. I'm about the 100 mark. I think there's 230 photos I've got to sort out for this trip. So fingers crossed. Other than that, tech news, there wasn't a monstrous amount in the last 24 hours. A little bit quiet, very unusual for a Thursday. Generally get a bit of Wednesday news. There's some bits and pieces about graphic cards and other sort of real sort of minute. It looked like everyone else has got the same thing. It's one of those days where there's just nothing really happening in the tech world. A little bit strange. There was a couple of interesting notes to that though. Apple apparently looking to develop their own 5G modem. So currently using Quallcoms 5G. They're the best there is, pretty much planet wide. They've got the best ones. Huawei, they're probably other standout ones, and obviously Huawei's got issues depending on where they go with their 5G. But Qualcomm is the industry leader. Apple's looking to, I guess, put more of its own, put everything in its own bucket, and then keeping it all in house. They've got their own graphics. They want the whole shebang in house. So that's their plan. Just have one big Apple ecosystem where it's all Apple, and they're saying 2023 they're going to have that ready by. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously, the only thing, once you do have everything in the one basket, then if something goes wrong with your supply chain, your whole company's affected. Where if you have I guess you hedge your bets a bit and have other things out there, it does give you a little bit of opportunity to save your ass, I guess. So, but I'm sure Apple are working on, they'll have multiple different locations doing different things. So see how we go. Now, Mercedes, pretty interesting one. We've seen the EQS, the luxury sedan sport car, the one-piece dash, and all that come out and release. Not my cup of tea as looks go. To me, it looks way too rounded and basically ugly to me. But the technology is amazing in there, and they've just announced also an EQT van. So they have a full electric van at the moment. It's EQV, obviously not available in Australia. That's got a 418k range, which is pretty darn good. For whatever reason, as per normal Australia, we miss out on all the good stuff. But that's available now, 150 kilowatt, 90 kilowatt battery. That's available in Europe and I think America markets. But this EQT van's more of a family sort of a van, so a little bit smaller, not an industrial one. And that's going to be full electric van. They've got a concept out, looks pretty wild. Now, the biggest thing I noticed in it, part that looks very futuristic, is they didn't use their one-piece dash that had in the AQS. Now, I thought the whole idea was that having that one-piece dash was it would pump into every vehicle and it was easy to swap over from one to the other and change. And depending on what model was, what I guess setup it got, what software it got put in there to what setup it could do. But I thought the whole idea was having this one dash was one ring to rule them all. So it just went in every vehicle, no matter what, one platform, drop your costs, mass produce it, and then it's easy to change the software to make it suitable for the luxury version or the bargain version, but keep that dash. Obviously, that's not the case. Look, it looks fantastic. It's got a pano roof, doors both sides, slide on the exit, plenty of room. 3 child seats in that second row. That's pretty important for a people mover. Child seats actually pretty big. I know in my car, having Jack's seat in there, you can probably hear Jack in the background going bananas. My apologies. But yeah, once you get a couple of baby seats in, they do take up a lot of room and space, and they're not real good for the leather seats either, which is not much fun for any seats. I don't think they're very good. They do work a lot on the child safety and comfort, but they actually don't think a lot about the actual how it sits in the car, and most of them are pretty useless from what I've seen, how they actually fit into a car. It's, pretty average. I guess it adds costs on, but if you've got an expensive car, the last thing you want to do is put a cheap, crappy seat in with a couple $100 that's going to rip all your seats up or slice it or cut it or groove it or mark it. So that's something I think someone could probably do for us down the track, some clever person. But look, EQT van, great thing. Again, I think it's one of those things that it won't even get to Australia anyway because we're well behind. As I said yesterday with the budget, the Australian government really doesn't give a crap about the environment. They're not even concerned about targets until 2050. That means, and there was nothing in there yet again for another 12 months to help reduce the cost of electric cars to come to Australia or infrastructure in Australia. So basically, this Liberal government, at least, I guess, doesn't give two shits about electric, which is pretty piss poor. And beautiful cars like this that are going to help change our minds and make it easier for people to change over to electric are just not going to get here. So it's going to make it even tougher for us to break our bad habits of oil and fossil fuels. So anyway, it is coming. It looks pretty good. They're saying 2022, I think, released. It's going to be released in 2022. And look, I think they'll do really well. It looks pretty darn smash. It looks a little bit like the Nissan El Grande. That sort of similar style, that sort of futuristic style, but a full electric version, which will be pretty cool. Because that Nissan El Grande, I actually looked at buying one of them. They're pretty cool. They've got little electric curtains and the whole works. There's a lot you could do with an electric little car like this that would be super handful, especially now van life has become a big popular thing wherever we are in the world. So look, I think they'll do pretty well with this. It allows a lot of different options. Volkswagen with their Beetles and their new ones coming out, they have a lot of options. They're mega expensive though. Even as petrol ones, they're 100 grand. So electric's going to be a little bit more. So, and I think that's probably why a lot of these big companies have stayed away from Australia, because it just costs ridiculous amounts of money to bring them in here with all the taxes and conversions and all the other rubbish that our government chucks on top. We just can't afford a car. Soon it's getting to the point that we're not going to be able to afford to buy a new car. We're just going to import second-hand cars and sell them as new cars because there's no way we can afford the new one. So a little scary for us. Now, some side note, or not side note, some pretty good news actually. As I've always said I'm a big fan of Starlink. I'm waiting for it. It is Victoria, New South Wales. If you live in those states, you can currently actually apply and get it. You're going to get breakups to start with, but it's going to give you basically unlimited internet from 50 to 150 megs a second. That's better than NBN top range at $100 a month through Poxy, Telstra, or one of the other companies, which are all through Telstra or all through the NBN, which is a total disaster. If you watch the NBN situation happening on a current affair this week, the subcontractors getting paid squat. No one's getting nothing fixed. NBN's just a joke. The executives are paying themselves millions in bonuses, but it's just a disaster. Starlink's going to take advantage of that and crush all them. So Victoria, New South Wales, if you're having problems with NBN, scrap your contract, get out of it, hook up Starlink, because this is a success story. They've got 500,000 customers already signed up worldwide and growing, obviously, weekly. They've got over 1,500 satellites currently in space working, and more each month. Hundreds, I think they do like 50 to 100 a month or something. So it's getting better and better and better. So I think he said by the end of the year, it's going to be like 300 meg for the main markets in Canada and the US. Obviously, the Southern Hemisphere might be a little bit more trickier, but it's going to get there. If you've got crap at the moment, you're going to have to put up with maybe a few niggling issues, but realistically, you're going to get excellent internet for, I think it was $700 for setup, and then I think it's $70, $80 a month for unlimited data. Wow. No cables, nothing to worry about in the street that I know of. So it just maybe possibly some weather, solar flares might be an issue, who knows. But here's another option that you can get rid of NBN and Telstra and those scumbags that don't really care about their customers at all. So in Australia, we have a huge issue with telcos and their crappy service. This is the one I think that's going to really put the heat on them and might actually get them to change their tune at least a bit. So Starlink, a success story already, and it's going to get bigger. 500,000 customers paying for it each month, and nothing. We're not getting any bad news reports from it. No one's saying, well, it's crap, it never works, or anything like that. So, and in a day when you can go online and tell everyone your problems, we're not getting those problems airing out. So that's a pretty good sign. So anyway, there's a little option for you for all those NBN customers that have crappy internet. And that's about it. I will see you all again Monday. As I said, tomorrow, I'm missing tomorrow because of the car service. I will see you all again Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you again Monday. I think it's my last week of holidays. Damn it. I'll see you all then. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And if you're coming this way, that way, I'm going to see you on Monday. Peace.